students, in the previous class we learned about the properties of solids, isn't it? Today we shall see about liquids. So first I will go through the sentences, students, then I will explain those sentences one by one. So liquids are, you can repeat along with me, okay? So liquids are the substances that have fixed volume but do not have a fixed shape. Second point, liquids takes the shape of the container they are poured into. And the last point, the particles in liquids are not closely packed and can move around. So now we shall see what are these points telling about liquids. The first point, liquids are the substances that have fixed volume but do not have fixed shape. So students, like solids, even liquids have a fixed volume. That means particular liquid will have, amount of liquid will have its own volume. Volume, in the last class we discussed what is volume. It is nothing but the space required to keep an object. So better to write it at one place. So what is volume? It is a space. It is a space required to keep an object or thing. Okay, so volume is nothing but a place, a space which is necessary to keep the particular thing at its place. Okay, so liquids have fixed volume, okay, but they do not have fixed shape. So they don't have any perfect shape. So for example, water. Can you define the shape of water? No, we can't define the shape of water. So if I ask you, what is the shape of a ball? You will say the shape of a ball is spherical. Whereas what is the shape of a box? The box will be cuboid shape or cube shape. And what is the shape of this chalk piece? The shape of this chalk piece is cylindrical. So we can define the shape of solids, but we can't define the shape of liquids. Can we say what is the shape of milk? No. Can we say what is the shape of oils? No. Can we say what is the shape of water? No. But we need, if I want to keep the water bottle somewhere, I will be in need of some place. Without, if there is no place, I can't keep the bottle, right? So even if I want to keep the milk on the table with the help of a glass, so the glass will be need enough a place. So hence liquids, they have fixed volume, they require place to keep, but they do not have fixed shape. Okay, so this is the first point. So but solids have fixed volume and fixed shape, but liquids have only fixed volume but not the fixed shape. Okay, the second point, liquids takes the shape of the container they poured into, isn't it? So liquids, as I said in the first point, they do not have their shape, but they will take the shape of the container they are poured into. So container, that means in which we are keeping the liquid. Poured means filling. Okay. So for example, if I pour water in the water bottle, then what is the shape of that water? It will take the shape of that bottle. If I pour the same water if I take the same water in my hand, so the water will take the shape of my hand. Okay, and if I pour the milk into a glass, the milk will take the shape of the glass. If the same milk if I pour into a square type bowl, then it will, the shape of the milk will become square shape, isn't it? So hence liquids, they will take the shape of the container they are poured into. Got the point, students? And the third point, the particles in liquids are not closely packed and can move around. So unlike solids, in solids what I said, the particles, okay, the small tiny particles or the molecules, particles and molecules both are same, students, okay. The particles or molecules will be closely packed in solids, isn't it? And hence, so only they are very hard. But the particles in liquids are not closely packed. They will be loosely arranged. Hence, they can move around. For example, students, see, there is some water in this bottle. So at the third point, the particles in liquids are not closely packed and can move around. So the particles in liquid are not closely packed. As you can see, I can make the water shake, I can make the water flow, but if I had done with the duster, is it possible? No, it's not possible. So why it is possible? Because the particles in liquids are not closely packed, they have been loosely arranged, and hence, so now it is stored in water, but as soon as if I open and if I pour, see, it will start flowing. Why it starts flowing? Because the particles are not packed closely and they can move around. And this water, see, if I take it in my palm, so now I have just dropped a drop of water, but if I make my hand like this, it can flow anywhere it wants to, isn't it? So hence, the particles in liquids are not closely packed and they can move around in the direction they want. Okay. So these all properties makes the liquid. So what are the examples of liquids? So many times I have repeated while explaining only. So water is an example for liquids. Water, milk, oils, honey. So all these are the example of liquids. So once again we will just go through the properties of liquids. So liquids are the substances that have fixed volume but they don't have fixed shape. So and liquids take the shape of the container in which they are poured into. So the particles in liquids are not closely packed and hence they can move around easily. So these are the properties of liquids. Now we shall see the properties of gases. Now we will go for gases. So first, going through the sentences, then explanation. So gases are the substances that do not have fixed volume, neither do they have fixed shape. Okay. The second point, the particles in gases are very loosely packed when compared to solids and liquids, and gases can move freely in any direction. And the last point, gases can be compressed very easily. So now let us see what are these points telling about gases. So, gases are the substances that do not have neither fixed volume nor fixed shape. Okay. So now solids, they have fixed shape, fixed volume. Okay, this is about solids. But liquids, they don't have fixed shape but they had fixed volume. They don't have fixed shape but they have fixed volume. But gases, they don't have fixed volume also, they don't have fixed shape also. How? For example, if I want to blow air from my mouth, you know, even from our mouth we used to breathe oxygen and carbon dioxide, isn't it? So we will inhale oxygen and we will exhale carbon dioxide. Even from our nose and our mouth there will be some gases coming out and going in. So if I want to remove some gas from my mouth, I need any space? No. So I can just take out the gas from inner side of me. Right? See, if I want to blow like this, does now the gas which came from my mouth, does that require any space? No. So just it just came out and it just moving around, isn't it? So hence gases, they do not have any fixed volume. So if you want to keep the gas, can we keep the gas? No, no space is required because we cannot hold the gas. Why no space is required for gas? We cannot hold the gas, hence we cannot keep the gas. Next point, and they do not have fixed shape also. Can you define the shape of any gas? No, we can't define. So gases have no fixed volume. That means they need not require any place to keep, and they don't have any fixed shape also. And the second point, the particles in gases are particles in gases are very loosely packed when compared to solids and liquids. So in solids we have seen the particles are very tightly packed and hence they become very hard. Whereas in liquids the particles were not so tightly packed, they were a bit loosely packed and hence they can be float, but we can touch the liquid. Whereas in gases the particles are very loosely arranged. For example, if there is a particle of gas here, then there will be another particle there. Okay, and hence we cannot hold the gas, we cannot touch the gas, but we can feel the gas. Okay, so hence the particles in gases are not very closely arranged. So they are very loosely packed when compared to solids and liquids. So the third point, gases can move freely in any direction, isn't it? So you can understand this point very easily. So gases, they can move in any direction. So for example, if I throw this chalk piece there, it will directly go and fall to the place where I have thrown for, isn't it? But water, if I throw, for example liquids, water, if I throw the liquid, they will follow a bit direction that I have thrown. But gases, can I throw gas? No, even if I throw, so they will just disperse anywhere. So they will move around anywhere they want. And one more example we shall take. So your mother will be cooking so many dishes for you in the kitchen, right? And you might have seen the gases coming out from the kitchen in the form of smoke, right? So can you hold that gas? No. Can you define the shape of that gas? No. And can you let the gas to move in one direction? Can you make the gas to go only from the door, not from the windows? No. Why? Because the particles in gases are very loosely packed and they can move in any direction. Wherever they find the place, they will just go off. Okay? And gases, the last point, gases can be compressed easily. See, the last point is gases can be compressed easily. We shall come from the first to explain the last point. Okay? So, first point, gases, they do not have fixed volume, they don't have fixed shape, and we cannot touch the gas, we cannot hold the gas, and the particles are not closely arranged, they are very loosely arranged, and the particles in gases will move in any direction. We cannot make the gas to move in only the one direction or particular direction, right? But we can, the thing only we can do with gases is we can compress the gas. That means, for example, balloon. You might have played with so many balloons, isn't it? So after filling the air into the balloon, so air in the sense, what does that balloon contains? The balloon will be consisting of hydrogen as a gas, or it will be carbon dioxide. If you have blown from your mouth, it will be a mixture of carbon dioxide and gases. If not, if you have blown with the hydrogen gas pumping machine, then it will be filled of hydrogen gas. So anyhow, if you have a air filled balloon, okay, blown balloon, then you can compress. There will be gas inside the balloon that you can compress. Compress in the sense you can press the gas, isn't it? So if the balloon is this much of size, I can make the balloon to this much by pressing it. So compressing is nothing but pressing. Compress means press. Okay. So overall, we cannot define the shape of gases. We cannot define gases don't have volume. We cannot hold the gas. We cannot make the gas to move in the particular direction, but we can compress the gas. Got the point, students? So these are the properties which makes the gases. So in today's class we have learned about liquids and gases. So till today we have completed 3 states of matter, that is solids, liquids and gases. So copy these points into a continue these points into that notes, and the further topic will be continuing in the next class. Our next topic will be the differences between solids, liquids and gases. So we shall make a column and we shall differentiate between these 3. Okay students, thank you.